Welcome back for another episode of the Project Zomboid Survivor Broadcast. My name is Chuck Miller Plays, and I'm joined, as always, by my two fellow YouTubers. We've got Ash from Zombie Ash Gaming.
Evening.
And Sam, aka Nautical.
Hello there.
So we are continuing on with our tour, our stop-by-stop of the towns in Kentucky. We've already covered Rosewood and March Ridge, and we're now moving north. We are going to be taking a look today at Ekron.
Yes.
AKA, was it Lick Skillet? Some people call it?
I think so, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think some people, it used to be called No Name Town, didn't it? Because there isn't actually there's no road signs for it or anything like that, I think.
No. Yeah, no.
So
no, there isn't, is there?
I think we've all just adopted it as Ekron.
Yeah. I don't know if Indie Stone have ever actually passed comment on it.
Confirmed.
Well, I'm not sure, really.
I think they're expanding it, aren't they?
Yes, I believe they are.
And that's when it may officially become Ekron, possibly.
Yeah.
Or I think
Lick
they're adding a
Skillet or
church. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because I'd prefer it to be Ekron, because that's a bit more of a nicer name, I guess.
It's what I've always known it as, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you said Ekron to a PZ player, then they should know what you're talking about, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they should do, yeah.
So if you're listening and you're not sure how Ekron actually is, because it's not a spawn town, it is north of Rosewood, and sort of midway between Rosewood and Riverside, I suppose.
It's kind of in the middle of the map, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite isolated, really.
I would kind of say the best direction is, so you follow the river along the top of the map, and then when it takes a turn coming down south, just kind of trace the map down south, and then the town is like on the left if you're looking at it from the river. That's how I would kind of say
I would say smack bang in between Riverside and Rosewood.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
That's going by eye.
Yeah. It does look very close.
And yeah, some people might have Pony Romo as a reference point, maybe.
Well, whatever it is, we'll chuck we'll chuck a screenshot on the map on the screen right now, and there you go. You can have a look and see that. That's probably the easiest way.
You should know where Ekron is if you're listening.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the smallest town, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really small.
Yeah,
and it's kind of isolated. It's not really near anything else. It's sort of surrounded by. Yeah, it's surrounded by farms.
I mean, my general thoughts of it is, if I'm travelling from the north to the south or south to north, I'll go through, but that's all. I've never really gone into depth about Ekron, because I've never really been there, because it's very much just a passing through town to me. Because it's a bit of a cut through, isn't it?
Yeah. There's nothing unique about it. There's nothing. No. There's not like a military surplus store or a secret army base or anything. There's nothing unique to it.
Exactly.
And it is quite small.
Well, there is the hunting store, isn't there?
Is there?
Yeah,
I didn't know there was a hunting store here.
Well, it's the like a farming and rural supplies, and it has got cabinets in there,
right in the middle of town.
That is true. Yeah. That is true.
You're right. I forgot all about that.
And it is a good place. I mean, way back when seeds were quite rare, it was a good place to get seeds as well if you're in Riverside or Rosewood, I suppose.
Yeah.
See, I remembered that as an EP Tools for some reason.
No, that's a little bit further north.
Yeah.
I got one of those as well. See, you can tell it's been
so long.
In real life, it's been about 2 years since I've been to this place.
Yeah.
In fact, it might even be before Animations update.
To be honest,
the last time I came to this town.
I only know it fairly well because I'm getting a plug-in already. I drove through here on the Nomad playthrough, and I've also come here the other week on a multiplayer server, so it's all pretty fresh in my head.
Yeah. Well then, I guess where do you want to start? Start down.
Yeah, should we start down the south?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
So first point of interest, if you like, is this little bar here, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, what? Anybody know what it's called?
Um,
You got a name? Because there we are.
the horseshoe.
The horseshoe.
The
That's
quite-
quite cool.
Quite fitting, I think.
It's quite a nice name.
Yeah, out in farmlands.
Yeah.
Right on the edge of town, isn't it?
Right on the edge of town, and these houses have so much land around them, don't they? All of them.
These are the posh houses. That's where
They
you
have-
want to live, Ekron.
Yeah. They're massive. Like that one on the corner, that white house on the corner.
Yeah.
That's got so much land around it.
Yeah.
You know, in Louisville, there'd be about 15 different apartments there.
Yeah.
Probably more than that.
Yeah, they
It's
would.
insane. It's insane.
I'd guess with the residential spread out like that, though, then it lowers the density of the zombies.
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Well, I don't know, because I've always found Ekron to be fairly busy.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
Let me
Not
look up a heat map.
crazy, but more than I think you'd expect.
I reckon you just say that about every town.
There's always zombies. There's always.
I bet we all end up saying that about every bloody place, don't we?
Yeah. I'm going to have a look at the heat map as well. I need to know.
I mean,
Okay,
this place is
so-
tiny, isn't it? You could drive through it in like 1 minute.
Yeah.
You've just got one high street with all of the commercial and non-residential, shall we say?
So I've
all
got
on
the
that
heat
one.
map up, and yeah, I mean it's got less than. Well, I'd say so there's nothing that says there that's busier than Rosewood. It actually says the busiest spots on the map are the Valley Station and March Ridge and Muldrell, which is bad for me. But well, the mall's bad for me. But apart from that, yeah, I mean the prison, the military base is also
Right,
populated.
yeah.
But March Ridge, it's got the same amount as I don't really know.
Ekron, sorry, or...
Sorry, no, Ekron
Yeah.
has a similar amount to sections of Rosewood. So, but apparently here there's. Do you have the map up as well, Ash?
No, I closed it now.
Okay, yeah. So there's a similar amount to what's in Rosewood as there is in Ekron. Sorry, I keep getting mixed up.
I mean, to be fair, it's about half the size, so...
Yeah, I guess maybe the density. Yeah. All right. Well,
There we go.
yeah. I mean, even if there are lots of zombies, just lose them.
There's plenty of space, isn't there? Like we were
There's
saying,
lots of
plenty
space.
No tight corners. That's when it gets a bit tricky, when it's tight corners and things like that. If it's open, you're normally okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, the bar, just a basic bar, isn't it? There's nothing
Yeah, it's
really.
pretty run of the mill.
Got a nice
right
fence around the
next-
back, to be fair.
Yeah, I suppose that might not make a bad base. It's on the outskirts of
Yeah.
town. There's a bit of parking for cars.
Yeah.
I would definitely build a wall in between the where the wall, where the laundromat is to
Yeah.
the right of this place ends. I would build a wall across to meet the wooden fence.
Mm.
So I'm only going to be attacked from the front of the
Yeah.
the
That's
bar.
probably what I'd do.
And I say, you and your walls.
Why wouldn't you want
just-
walls? Why
They
wouldn't
just take so long. They take so long.
And they're very
Well, it'd be
secure.
quicker just to kill all the zombies. A lot more fun, surely.
Well, yeah, but
You never.
I'm
It's
just
always that
being-
one that sneaks up, though, isn't
I
it?
love me a big compound.
I'm just being devil's advocate. I love a big wall as well. But it might depend on what you set in settings if you're on
Yeah,
Sandbox.
that's
but
true.
once they love knocking on player built constructions, don't they?
Yeah.
And it really does get annoying. I built a great big massive wall all the way across the front of the Rosewood Fire Department base in my season 1 playthrough. There we go. and it was so annoying because it just felt like a zombie magnet. And
They
every
are
day
attracted
I
to it,
felt
aren't
like
they?
yeah. And every day it felt like I was like repairing, replacing, rebuilding 2-3 slots, and it just got like a real chore and a real sort of pain in the ass, basically.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean, if you don't build a wall, that car park's big enough, isn't it? You might get the old straggler come in.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, I mean, the only thing I would say is if that's I always when I got a generator, that's when I build the compound walls really, because that's what brings it. It's just constant noise.
Yeah,
which brings them in. But apart from that, you don't really need a compound as long as you're safe. There's a second floor, which you could look at and look at the perimeter.
Yeah.
And around, but yeah, nothing is like late game. Why wouldn't you have a nice compound somewhere?
Something to do, isn't it, to build it up, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not as if you haven't got enough trees behind it.
Yeah.
True. Oh, what I didn't realise actually with this horseshoe, it's unusual for the bars in this town. It's only on one floor.
Yeah.
Most of them are on two, aren't they, I think?
Yes, generally they are.
I always find a 2-story building much more attractive as a base.
Yes.
Because you can...
I always stay on the ground floor.
Really?
Strange.
I like a second floor base and...
Yeah.
I like a nice compact base. Everything in arm's reach.
Yeah, that's one thing which I do get sick of, running around inside my bases. Because I build them massive, because I hoard everything. And then I spend half the time running back and forth the base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you like those sorting mods so much.
Yes, exactly.
You remember that?
Does it for me.
Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah.
We're getting way late again, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, because so far we've done like one building.
One building.
One building.
So we're down at the south of Ekron.
Yeah.
We've got the bar. We've gone through that. We've got a laundromat right next door to it.
Yep.
Metalworking.
I would say that's metalworking, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, nothing else really of interest to that. And then, so we touched on those, what was it? There's like a area of run of 6 houses there.
Yeah, L-shaped housing.
Yep.
Area.
Yeah.
And
again,
then,
just houses, nice gardens. But
I guess it's safe to say we're going to kind of just do the main points of interest, because once again, the housing area is a housing area.
Yeah.
I think interesting about the houses, but we're not going to go through every house, obviously.
No.
They're all small. All the houses are small.
I have noticed one thing though.
Yeah.
I've noticed one house which we're going to talk about later.
Oh.
Actually, do you want it now?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't.
So
wait now.
that top left house.
Yeah.
So this is the furthest southwest house that you can get. It's kind of at the end of like a T junction.
Yeah.
The stop sign. That is the house where the trailer of the game is in. I've just recognised it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When it zooms in and stuff.
Yes, I
I
believe
know
so.
what you mean. Oh, okay, I'd never realised that, because it is
I believe so.
It's a lot of the housing is quite generic, isn't it? A lot of it is a bit copy and paste.
So
let me just double check that.
But I do know the trailer. That trailer is so old now, isn't it?
It's old.
It's still a good trailer though. I still like it.
No, it's so a year ago.
Oh, is it? I thought it was older than that.
Yeah, and it's that house. Yeah, it's their first floor in the kitchen, which is by the red chairs. So that's a little fact, I guess.
Little Easter egg.
Literally realised. Little Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a weird place to have the trailer in Ekron, but hey.
Yeah, it's a strange choice, isn't it?
I'd do it in like.
It's not spawn town. Not
Yeah.
being a spawn town, it does seem strange. And that is actually in the whole of Ekron. The
biggest
small place. It's the only 2-story house.
I was thinking that, but I think I found when I was. Yeah. Oh no! I was looking at the church. You're right.
Yeah, that's the one. So that would actually make a really useful place for a base, because it's right on the outskirts of town.
Yeah, that's good.
So it probably wouldn't take much effort to make that safe, and you've got a nice, it's quite a big house, isn't it? 2-story house.
You got a shed there as well.
Yeah.
Maybe a generator in there if you're lucky.
But going back to Main Street,
Yeah, Main Street.
almost called it High Street, but I think Americans call them Main Street, don't they? I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Street.
You obviously don't care. So continuing up north up the main road, we've got a nice place. Always a good place to visit. Always a good place, a useful place. The Good Book. So it does have a bookstore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got, looking at it, it's got quite a few bookshelves in there as well, hasn't it? What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 13?
Yeah.
And then some
quite a lot.
shelves out the back. Yeah, you could
Quite a
get
lot.
some. I think I've actually been tempted to come up here once for how to use generators to this bookstore.
Yeah.
What was it? As one of my playthroughs, I needed it, and I was planning on coming down here, and I managed to find one in the last place possible. I was in Riverside, and I was going to have to come down here with sprinters, and I did not want to do that, but I found one in the end. But yeah, a bookstore is always nice in a town, isn't it?
Yeah.
It gives you an
is always
incentive
nice.
to visit here, for sure. But you're right, everything is quite spread out, though, isn't it? There's not much
It is. Yeah, I mean,
density there.
yeah, there's not much density
It's
at
a
all.
strange one. It's a strange one.
Yeah, which is why I believe they're redoing it. Aren't they? So this may become redundant in 8 months' time when Build 42 comes out.
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years, actually, yeah. 8 years away. When the podcast is been running for 8 years.
Yeah, when we've got 5 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you been drinking again? All right, so I mean, it's a bit like when we're looking through these towns. I know this is harsh, but they're kind of a bit dull. They're a bit uninspiring. Aren't they?
I like
It's-
Ekron though. I like it.
But it's just got one of everything. It's got a bookstore. It's
Then
got a police
what
station.
more do you
it's
need
got-
though?
Yeah, but there's nothing sort of.
I think
They all look the same.
I think a lot of them do, but I feel like their main focus is the bigger towns. Because the bigger towns, I think, yeah, they look unique. They've all got their things. However, these littler towns, I feel like those are just more like here's used assets from other towns that they kind of put into together.
Throw
I mean,
something in there.
I may be very wrong, and I'm sorry, developers, if I've just, if someone spent a year working on this place, but I feel like these are very much just secondary towns, as in they're not a main
Filler.
focus. Which
Filler,
they're filler towns, but they're still good. But I mean, I'll be honest. I would much prefer they focused on the main towns and got those like perfect, like the new towns, than like go back through and do all the little areas. And I thought the little areas will come with like, the actual polish of the game.
I mean, they got more developers now and everything, haven't they? As well.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of modders have gone over and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I think it probably is one of those things like game design and maps and things. It's probably a lot harder than you might think, I guess. And it's probably very time consuming. So I'm not saying that they haven't put effort into it or they've been lazy, but I'm just I feel
Needs
bad
a
for calling
revamp.
it dull and uninspiring now. I'm trying to row back from that.
Yeah. No, I think we can all kind of. I think most players can kind of agree that Ekron isn't their favourite town. Like March Ridge isn't everyone's favourite town, but they're there if you want to go to them. And
most hated town.
and
Aldridge.
they I guess they also just add life to the world, as in there's a town there.
it's better to have that than more fields, isn't it?
Yeah, and not that I don't like fields, because the fields add a real like this is how this place.
Rural, yeah.
Yeah, it's rural areas. Yeah, it's a little farming rural town, which I like, but I feel like a lot of it is just kind of slap a town there.
Yeah.
Bingo. Sorry, developers. We do love your game. It's amazing.
We love it. We love it.
We love
We
it.
do
Sorry.
like playing it.
We love it.
All right, well, let's continue working through Ekron.
Yeah.
So we're going up the high street. We found the bookstore.
Yep.
There's a couple more houses over the road. Well, I suppose that's part of that initial group, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a police station. It does have a police station. We all love to go to police stations, right? As well as bookstores.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's got some lockers there by the looks of it.
Yep. Got
Maybe
some lockers at the back.
not a weapons
I think those
Yeah,
are more outfits.
uniform.
Lockers.
There
Because
might
I
be
don't-
one on the east wall that we can't see.
Yes, there
Possibly.
might be. But then I don't know if this town would. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
As
it's a
about
very-
small as a police station gets.
Yeah, it's probably the smallest one, isn't it?
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, I always find what's it, West Point? No, it's not West Point. No,
Riverside's always
Riverside.
small, yeah.
Riverside
Yeah,
is
that
always
is-
small.
That is a disappointing one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But imagine driving all the way to Ekron, knowing that
And-
there's like a police station there, hoping to pick up maybe a few boxes of shotgun shells at the very least. And yeah, it doesn't look like there's even an armory there, does there?
No.
No, not
Got
at all.
one jail as well.
What, one cell?
Yeah.
Only one person's allowed to be illegal by law. Can't fit any more in.
Right over the road,
Mm-hmm.
we have a doctor's surgery.
Yes, doctor's office.
Always a good
Yeah, beta
location.
blockers, suture needles,
Yeah.
important.
It looks like it's a. It looks like it's a, that's been converted into a. But I mean, I don't know about you both. No, I'm not sure about in America, but do you always find that like your dentists and stuff is just a house that's been turned into a dentist or
Yes,
something?
my dentist actually is a house that's turned into a dentist.
Yeah, exactly. And mine are too. Maybe it might pretty different in America, but that's what it's like.
Like a family-run feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is what this house kind of is.
A real sense of community.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised about the lack of parking at the front, but you've got the front part, which is the doctor's surgery, then you've got the back door, which is the house.
Yeah.
It's almost like the guy that lives in town, he's the only one that knows a bit about medicine.
Yeah.
It's like somebody goes into labour.
Yeah.
And you're call Mr. Jones. He's a
Yeah.
He's
retired
actually
doctor,
a vet
Yeah.
for the horses and the cows, but he does a bit of doctoring on the side.
Yeah. I don't know. A nice little bit of law and uniqueness.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a small town feel for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it
there's
definitely has.
there's a treatment room,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
might find some meds. But again, you're probably not going to get a great deal of loot, are you? You probably
No.
get more loot going house to house in a residential, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay then,
Right,
I guess we'll continue up north.
Yeah, possibly the best
Yeah, I'd say
in terms of loot. Best location in Ekron, the farming and rural supply.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be that you'd have a bit of everything there, wouldn't you? You'd have
Yeah.
guns, you'd have like camping equipment, you'd
Yeah.
have some hardware
Seeds.
type stuff like axes or
Yeah.
tools,
Yeah.
and
Duct
seeds,
tape,
I guess.
things like
As well,
that. Watering
Yeah,
cans I've found a lot of in there.
Yeah. You're gonna find hammers and stuff, surely.
Mm. But yeah,
It is-
good location. And to be fair, it's got what's that? 1, 2, 6 counters for guns. Are they one each, or are they? Is that 6 or 3? I can't remember if they're 2. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
they're
No, I think
individual.
they're separate. So
There's
6.
6, and then you've got the
Yeah.
the like lockers behind.
Yep.
And then that crate. I think there's one behind the wall there as well. So it's not a bad haul for guns, really.
No, that should be a really, really good location to hit.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You don't need a sledge to get in. You can break down the door.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good,
it's pretty
good
good.
location.
Yeah. No, very good.
And I can't believe you guys haven't mentioned the deer head trophy.
Yeah.
Ah,
I know
yes.
some people like to collect those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got
collected
one.
a few. We all like to. It's something you like to add to your base, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
for sure. And you might find some clothing. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah, on the
You can
rails
set some
there.
Rails.
Yeah.
Just
A
Do you
poncho
reckon,
or something.
do you reckon that'll be like kind of more kind of military-esque?
yeah,
uniform?
hunting waistcoats and that kind of thing,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah, nothing
Boonie
overtly
hats.
military.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are
and
the-
ponchos.
Can you see the storeroom, like to the south of the shop? What are them pink blocks? Can you see them?
Yeah,
What
I can.
are they? What
Yeah, I
are
don't know.
those?
I know we've got a Project Zomboid mystery.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that is a mystery. I've not seen them anywhere else. Let
It's
us know.
more likely maybe to be some sort of error on the online map, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I would
Maybe.
doubt. I mean, I wouldn't. I've never seen those before.
No,
Interesting. Let
and
us know if you know.
I can't sort of figure out what they might be or what they're supposed to be either.
No, I was thinking like cement blocks, but they wouldn't be like a pinky color, would they?
Mm.
But I don't know. It's a mystery.
Well, if you're listening and you know what we're talking about, do let us know down in the comments if you can shed some light on what the hell they are.
Yeah,
Yeah, good
really good.
spot there, Ash.
Very strange.
Okay.
Now, over the road, when I came to Ekron, this is the place where I based up.
Okay. So this
Is it-
is the what kind of
But
what
it
is
doesn't
it?
have a point of interest. So it's like, is it like a government office?
I would say so. So it's just across the street from the what's it called? Place we were just at. My
The
brain's gone
farm,
blank.
the hunting
Yeah.
place. Or...
The mayor's
Basically,
office.
the mayor's office. Let's say. Yeah.
It's something like that, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
not really a town hall, but
No.
a town civic centre or
But
something.
once
maybe?
again,
that's
but
good,
once
really.
again, if you told me that this was originally that's been repurposed to like a mayor's office, I wouldn't question that. Really.
Yeah.
Because when
I
I'm
dunno.
looking at possible bases, I always think, is it 2 floors? That's
How many
usually
windows?
the first. Oh no, it's got so many windows. It's a disaster.
I'll be having a panic attack in there. I'll be like, there's so many windows. Yeah, no, it's quite
But I
nice.
think, I mean, you're not going to find much loot, are you? Because it's kind of
No.
office space,
Yeah,
really.
You
you'll
got
find-
a water.
You'll find scissors, paper clips, and stuff, and
Yeah.
pens,
Double
Apart from that.
bookcases.
books, maybe notepads. Apart from that,
I think it would make a really good base location. 2-story, right in the middle of town.
Right by the lake. Fishing.
yep, yeah,
Yeah, over the road from the best loot location
Mm-hmm.
in the town.
yeah,
Because there's not
Yeah.
many locations, I think, in this town that sort of scream to me, or this would be a
Base.
good base location.
yeah. No, I would say probably so far. I have to agree with you. This building here is the best base location so far. I think I have another one, but we'll get there when we get there. All right then. So I feel like. So hang on. So why do you like this base? Or do you have a quick overview of why you like this kind of as a base?
What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's 2-story.
Mhm.
It's quite big.
Yep.
I mean, there's nowhere in Ekron, I suppose, it's really built up. But it's right in the middle of town.
Yeah.
So you've got all the locations you'd be most likely to want to loot and clear out right on your doorstep.
Yep.
And it's behind it. There's not a lot of buildings around it. You know, there's not like a big residential area right behind it. So that you've just got field space. There's a car park sort of just by it. It's actually part of the restaurant, but it probably wouldn't take too much to clear the area. And you've got space to hoard all that loot that you're going to get.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's got all the things I'd look for in a base. It's not too big because one of the things. Cause once I based up in the West Point school,
Yeah.
and I thought it was going to be a really good location, but it ended up being too big because there were too many sort of like exits
to
and
manage.
entrances. Yeah, and it was too big to like power it with
Yeah.
one generator. So it ended up being too big. So some of the houses that you're straight up regular houses, they're a bit on the small side, aren't they? Really? Yeah. You'd have to like build an extension almost.
Yep.
Whereas with this place, it's a nice size, not too big, not too small. If you're lucky
Just
enough
right.
to find a sledge, you could knock down a few walls. Yeah, just about right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite good.
In a town with not many options.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'd have to agree. It is. It's probably the best base location.
You'd forgive all the windows then.
I'd smash them out and put all the. Yeah, no, I do like it. I do like it. You've changed my mind. It's good.
What? Right. Well, did you have somewhere else in town that you thought was a better option?
It's further north.
Are we coming to it?
Well, I want to look at it when we get there.
Okay. Oh, well, should we continue going up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we've got right next door to what should we call it? The civic centre,
Yeah.
Mayor's office.
that
area.
administration centre,
Yeah. Yeah.
council offices, I suppose, or something. But right next to we've got quite a big restaurant
It's
for the town, really.
Isn't it?
It's the only restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
We can't see what it's called
Yeah.
because the sign's on the other side.
Yeah, I simply think this is very much just a place you go through to loot early on.
Strip
food.
Go for the kitchen for food.
Yeah.
Sure.
Carpentry skill with tables and chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's definitely one of the bigger buildings.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Definitely. And a car park. It's weird that the car park's at the back and then you have to walk round to the front. As in, I don't know, because like there's no kind of side.
Yeah, there's no back door, is there? That's right.
No, the back door
weird.
is when there's no. Oh, we're getting too deep into this map design.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Generic restaurant. Good
generic. It is pretty generic. Yeah. But over the road from there, we've got again. It's pretty big. I thought it was like a strip mall looking at it, but it's just one. I mean, I suppose this. What have we got? 3
foodie markets,
food
areas,
places. Yeah.
groceries. Yeah.
I reckon.
It looks like it's combined.
Yeah. It does.
Owned by one business, and it's just got 3 separate parts to it.
Yeah. So we've got one. I guess is going to be fresh fruit and veg in the one, and then one that will be like that'll be meat. Do you think?
Cake's in the middle. I think it's going to be cake.
And then-
I don't want to be a pain, but once again, why are the car park spaces at the back?
They're a bit backwards in Ekron.
Yeah. Why are they at the back?
People don't want to walk, do they? That's the whole point of having that car park there.
But like you think, why would they be park there when they can park at the front if we had car park spaces there? I get for deliveries, but you're not going to have 25 delivery. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm thinking into it too much.
No, but you're right. You're right. You should post on the forums.
I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make an angry.
Yeah, start a petition.
Errors in the map. Just like,
Get Reddit fired up.
Yeah.
Just not realistic. In a game that prides itself on being so realistic, it's just complete nonsense.
Such immersion breaking.
Me, the professional complainer, tell the game dev.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm kind of starting to change my mind a little bit about Ekron. I'm not advocating necessarily making a special out of your way trip just to go to Ekron, but there's actually, I mean, there is a bit of one of everything, but there's quite a lot of loot worthy places.
Yeah,
for the size of the town and the amount of work you might have to put in for killing zombies, you could walk away with quite a fair bit of loot actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you've got just up the road.
Sorry, think about it.
No, go on. Yeah.
If you zoom out, so along the back there, you've got a high wooden fence separating you from the residential area.
Yep.
Now that is pretty good for people for your looting Main Street. Kind of, they'll only see you if they have line of sight on you, and if they hear you, and if you're quiet, you probably won't attract many of the residential.
Every time I've come to Ekron, I've always parked along one of the long fences. A lot of them have got it along there, and I've always parked around it just so I know it's fairly safe there.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely handy.
Okay then.
Because you got all of in terms of you could blast through the main street, couldn't you? You got all of the high value, more interesting lootable locations all right next to each other. You could really get through it in a couple of days, couldn't you? Almost, really.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
And walk away with, drive away, because it's in the middle of nowhere. Drive away with quite a lot of loot, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm changing my mind.
Okay, then, well, I guess we'll move on.
We've got another attractive location, EP Tools.
Yep.
Yes.
Hardware store.
Yep. Always
Now,
good.
correct me if I'm wrong, but does EP actually stand for easy picking?
I do not know.
Have you heard
I
that?
do not know.
No.
Is that just me? So where have I got that from then?
I use electric power tools.
See, I've got it in my
I don't
head
know.
that it means easy picking. Like I've got a feeling that I've like read it on some forum somewhere, but I mean it might be just something that somebody else has
I'm
decided to give that
Googling
name
it
to.
as we
Oh,
speak. No, I can't really find anything.
No, it's just me then.
EP tools.
What does EP tools stand for?
It seems
High
like
quality and low prices. That's what they stand for.
Yeah.
There is. No, can't find anything.
No, it's just me then. Just ignore me.
Easy pickings. It makes sense, and I think it's definitely plausible for the devs to put it in there.
Yeah.
I wonder where I've got that from. Because it's not something you just make up, right? It's
No.
weird. I
Who
don't know.
knows? Probably
It could have been Reddit. Could have been Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody could have just decided to call it that, and I've seen it on Reddit somewhere. Good old Reddit, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
But
I
again-
think good looting location.
Yeah.
Get all your
Hope
tools
to
in there.
find tools, axes, that sort of thing.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I'm
actually.
actually going to call it easy picking tools going forwards.
Yeah,
No,
that's
we've
it.
started-
I
thing,
like
we've
it.
started the
Yeah,
thing.
we have. I like
started
it.
it.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, probably horrifically wrong, but it doesn't matter. Okay.
Well, continuing up the high street, well, Main Street. See, I knew I'd call it High Street eventually. Over the road, pretty much from Easy Picking Tools. Yeah, see what I did there. We've got another commercial building. It's labelled as a general store. It says lots of food and some clothes.
Yeah.
So again,
Get
quite a
your
lot of
food.
potential loot there.
Yeah.
Maybe some junk food,
Yeah.
some tinned goods, maybe some useful clothing.
Mhm.
And it does have some storage, quite a big looking storage area in
Yeah.
the back, actually.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. This reminds me a lot of another place that we've been.
This reminds me of the general store in Riverside.
That's it. Yes,
Well,
it
the one on the
actually. That back
outskirts.
room is a
Oh,
one
no.
for one.
West side
That-
of.
That back room is a one for one, and I know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
because
yeah.
I remember Comp. We were playing with Comp, and Comp couldn't get his audio sorted streaming, and we were sat in there defending him. I remember that.
Yes. It
This
is
seems
actually.
like
It is. I'm looking at the one in West and Riverside now. It's exactly the same.
Is it
Yeah.
saying?
I'm just going
I
to
was-
check see if this has got an ATM.
I was like,
Yeah.
hang on a minute, is
is.
this the same place?
It's copy and paste.
Remember what I was saying earlier about it seems like a town. Once again, car park at the back when the main entrance. Yeah. Anyway.
It's so strange how they've done that with every building, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Seems
And it's
backwards.
not like they don't have like the space when building these shops in the first place.
Yeah, we just flip it around the other way, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all backwards in
Yeah.
Ekron.
Yeah, it's amazing we've never noticed it before.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
at least
don't-
I've never noticed it.
No,
so
I
nearly
guess-
at the top of the main street now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we've just got
Yeah.
a couple of more locations. We've got
Mm-hmm.
a good old burger place.
Yep. Which
Burgers,
is just burgers. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
I probably
Good
wouldn't
place.
even come in here to be honest,
No.
unless
no.
I needed some water and I was on passing.
Metalworking for the.
Yeah, you
cooking
probably
area,
get some
but-
good for them big fridges.
Apart from that, though, nah.
You
It
might
looks
find
like-
a knife. Maybe
Yeah.
if you really wanted to find a knife. You
Some
might
fresh
find it.
food if you was desperate.
If I'm gonna be honest, if I'm coming to Ekron, I'm not looking for a knife. I'm a bit
No,
more
no.
geared than that.
Mm.
So it's a relevant area to me. to be honest
Yeah, I
with
mean,
you.
if you started south and
Yeah.
worked north, you'd have,
Yeah.
if things went your way, you'd have
Yeah.
so much food anyway,
Mm.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend that place doesn't exist.
Mhm. Now, okay, so this gas station was the place that I was going to be like. This could be another base location. On
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
well-
would agree with you on that.
it's it's cozy, it's compact.
Yeah.
You can defend it.
Yeah.
There are windows, however,
There's not
They're-
actually
they're
that many
defendable.
though.
no.
There's only
it's
4
not.
on the front, isn't there? And then you got the one
Exactly.
at the back.
But that one, but that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That's manageable.
That's manageable. Yeah.
And also, you've got a gas station.
Yeah, I
Which
love a
is like
gas
you're baking
station
a gas
base. I love a gas station base. It just saves so much hassle and time.
Yeah.
You only
Exactly.
need one generator. You don't need one at a gas station, one at your base. I am pro gas station bases. Whenever you can do it, I say.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah. And this is a nice. I could live it. Like I say, I normally go for a 1-story base, but like you say, it's compact. I'd like this as a base, and I probably would actually live upstairs. Normally, if I have a 2-story base, I live downstairs and never go upstairs. But I like upstairs here. I would live up there, I think.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's quite cozy.
Yeah, actually, really, I think there's a lot of similarities. I don't think it's exactly the same, but it looks very similar to the Rosewood one.
Yes. Yeah.
Just it's just they've orientated it very differently, but looks kind of the same layout.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's a bit smaller, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't have the toilets, outside toilets, does it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's right on the north edge of town, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's a small lake, if fishing's your thing as well, just right nearby.
Yeah, like literally, what?
Yeah.
50 foot.
Yeah, that's why I said that's probably my go-to base location if I had to pick.
I would base.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with that actually. Yeah,
It's actually a really nice base. Looking at it, I could see myself living here.
Yeah,
Be a bit of an
quite
issue
nice.
getting some water, rain collector on that roof. Maybe
you can take water from the
you could actually put it on the little outside toilet there, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Or,
mean, you could
little,
you could get up to the roof.
Yeah.
But
I'll probably do that.
It's always a bit dodgy, isn't it, going that high in Project Zomboid?
Yeah. You never quite know what's floor and what's not.
yeah.
yeah.
But
yeah, I'd have to agree. That's probably the best location in Ekron for the base. I think we'd
I
all agree, would we?
I want to quickly check the church because that's the only place that we haven't done, which is point of interest.
Yeah.
Which now this is south underneath the suspicious-looking lake.
Yeah. So there's a
by
road.
the tip of the lake.
Yeah.
It is actually called Phallus Lake, though, right? That is actually a thing. That's not us again, is it?
Well, it's definitely been called Phallus Lake somewhere. Whether that's Reddit or
somewhere. Yeah.
I think that's what the devs referred to in an update or a Furzoid or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely been on Reddit.
Yeah. It's interesting looking. So it's kind of halfway down the high street.
Oh, you've gone. Oh, you went for a couple of seconds there.
Yeah, no, I was breathing.
What's breathing? No.
Halfway down the high street, take a right if you're coming from the south. And past the doctor's office, follow the road down, big old car park for no bloody reason.
Well, you say that, but then to the south of the church,
I guess actually.
that would be the community centre, wouldn't it? A little community hall,
it looks
I
like
guess.
it, or like the village hall type thing. Yeah,
No
It looks
POI,
more like
but-
it looks more like a kind of what do you call it? A place where you go to talk about drinking.
Oh, hey, mate.
I've forgotten it. Oh, what's it called?
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
with all the metal chairs around every chair. I don't know.
Yeah.
So this is probably the community area. I can imagine before the outbreak, everyone going there and like their big performances on and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a community.
You'd go to church in the morning. You'd go over to the community hall for some lunch, and then you'd, go and rest out on that little chateau or bandstand or whatever it is.
Yeah.
By just north of that. It's a nice little area, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice out of the way.
Yeah.
You're probably going to find three cars in that car park, which may work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. The church, to me, what I would do is if I was in the base, I would build a staircase up to the middle floor and build a base there as well. So I kind of have 2 floors. Because at the moment it's just one room with a 2-story high roof.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. And the community hall, you could make that a base actually. If you
Yeah, I'd
you can
probably
imagine making it.
take that over the.
What you could do is, if you were really, you could make the big open hall area a garage,
Yeah.
and you can make an artificial road with wooden floors.
Yeah, that'd be nice actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you got
all these
that.
base ideas.
The northern part is 2-story. That's like
Yeah.
the western part, if you like,
Yeah,
of that building is all 2-story. So that could be the living space.
Mhm.
yeah.
God, I'm starting to sound like a flipping real estate agent now.
Base flipper, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Have you seen that on? Have you seen that
Yeah.
on YouTube?
Yeah, I have.
He does base
Yeah.
flipping in Project Zomboid.
Yeah, they take a base and
yeah.
flip it into a
Yeah,
base. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Although it's always like, I found this 1x1 square, and then it's turned into like this massive, mega 7-story high base. I mean, they're cool, but I feel like for an average player, they're a bit out of reach sometimes. Or well, the ones I've looked. I apologise if they've done anything wrong. That's just wrong. But yeah, it's quite a good. It's quite a good place. This little area.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Ekron, all of it. I like it. I
Right
like
from
it.
at the start, you're like, ah. You go through it once, that's about it, and now we're both.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Ekron. I'm sorry, Ekron.
a bit. The thing is that it's a bit like with Mark's Ridge because it's not a spawn town. You have to make a special journey to go there,
Yeah.
and there's not really unless you were just going town to town and looting them and maybe putting in place a safe house.
Yeah.
There's not really a special reason to go there, though, is there really? Because it's
Well, I
kind
mean,
of
I suppose
kind of far away from everywhere.
From Riverside, you don't really have a gun store, do you?
No.
You got a
Really?
police station, which is very small, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then the next one
Yes.
you've got that to the south or the one to the west, and they're your closest ones. So they're probably same distance away, I'd say.
Yeah.
So Riverside, you may need to go down there.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's just character development here. We're going back on our previous statements and actually looking at it and going, wow, not bad. Maybe we should look at the town before we make that bland statements of, it's crap, isn't it?
I mean, I tell you what, Martridge is awful.
yeah, no, there's no saving that.
Yeah, never change
mean-
our mind on that.
Ekron, though, yeah.
Ekron, I like Ekron. It's nice.
Is it just... Right, I'm going back to being cynical again. Is it just me, or does the house that the trailer's in just look a bit out of place?
Does a little bit, yeah.
Considering all the rest of the house...
That's where the
buildings and
mayor
stuff.
lives, I reckon.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to suggest something similar. Yeah,
He's the baller. He's...
Yeah.
or maybe Ekron is like a family, and maybe that's like the Ekron
yeah.
family home. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although they'd probably
could
want
be-
something better than that, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
I'd
maybe.
want a bloody garage. There's no garages in this
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, that is. I tell you what, that is a massive minus.
There's no garages.
Yeah,
You've got a few
There's-
sheds, but...
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing. So I mean, there's no real reason to loot any of the residential areas
No.
because there's no. I mean, there's, as you said, there's a few sheds, but there's no garages.
You can find
So you're not going to
food, but
find.
You can do that anywhere else.
Yeah, you're not going to find anything.
Backpacks, maybe. Then you'd probably find
anything
that at
in the residential.
the rural store, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Backpacks and stuff.
Yeah, you're not going to find anything in the residential that you wouldn't have possibly already found
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Main Street, really.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I quite like it. There are aspects of it which just confuse me, like getting customers to park at the back of shops, and then having them walk round to the front when there's enough space to
Yeah,
put the car
it's
park at the
so
front.
bizarre. Like they do it in Rosewood as well,
Mhm.
but there's no space around the strip of shops.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the car box has to go around the back, but in Ekron, there's all this bloody greenery around it.
Yeah,
Like next to the food market, that could have been a car park to the north side of that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
Mm.
It's strange. It seems backwards, but
Another thing
Yeah.
as well, actually. I mean, it's not a Zomboid thing. You wouldn't want it in the game. It wouldn't enhance the game in any way. but there's no like playground or parks or anything. So if you're a resident of Ekron, then you put in a
You have to go to
strongly worded letter of complaint.
The
wouldn't you?
mayor's house to go on his slide.
Yeah.
I did see one of the houses had a tennis net as well. They just share it, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's once again of would this place be a functional town? As in infrastructure? Is there a fire station?
No.
Yeah, if there was a fire, you'd be fucked, basically.
I don't know. You got
Because
two
they'd
lakes,
have to drive
three
all the way
lakes.
from Rosewood.
Just
Yeah,
get a bucket.
but like it's not quick, fast, is it? And I mean, can you imagine how boring it is for those police officers in this place?
There's probably just a sheriff and a deputy, isn't there? That's
Yeah.
probably it. It'll
Yeah.
probably be the doctor as well.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, outside of the police station, you see the cones, the 4 cones on the road.
Yeah.
Sledgehammer spawn.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
Mm.
you're not going to find one anywhere else in.
Because
Ekron.
they always spawn in roadwork where there's been roadworks because that's what they use to break up the actual road.
Yeah,
So
that
just an
could
idea.
be. Yeah, it's a
Maybe
good
I'll
shout,
find-
actually.
Yeah. If you're really struggling, last resort,
Yeah, worth.
Ekron.
And I mean, if
Have
you
a little
don't
look.
find it there, you might run into the road stories on the way and these back roads
Yeah.
where they can spawn as well. So
Yeah. Exactly. It's really strange how they're from the residential area.
how
So
they
you see-
sorry.
So they've got one road. Well, they've got 2 roads coming into the residential area. So
Yeah.
one on the top north road, and then one
Yeah.
on the actual towards the south.
Yeah.
And then they've got a road in the middle, just leading back area of like one of the commercial areas, the hunting and farming store. It kind of just like leads to nowhere.
Yeah,
funny.
It's very,
It's
very
strange.
strange.
It's weird when you break down a map and you go, if I was living in that top right house, I've got to go down there, and for some reason there's a way where I can just go in the back area of a commercial area, or I can turn right. It's weird. I don't know. It's
Very
I'm obviously it's very hard to do map design, so it's an extremely hard thing to do, and I think it is why they're redoing Ekron, because I think they've looked at it and gone, there's not much really
Yeah.
that shouts out to people, like on a first glance. As in on a first glance, it's like, would you rather have a tour, Riverside or Rosewood? I mean, I think there's a reason why.
Oh, you cut out.
Okay, I think there's a reason why it's not a starting town, like a spawn town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's too small. Too small.
It's
Yeah.
small. But
And also another thing, they don't value education
there's no school.
in this town. There's no school at all.
There's no bus stops either.
Yeah, they're very insular. Clearly, they don't like outside.
Yeah.
Everybody's homeschooled.
Yeah, it's
I
very
I guess
strange.
It's a bit weird.
you could. I guess you. Well, there's not even like a daycare or anything, is there?
No.
And it's
There's
like
one place to go and get a coffee at the restaurant. Which again, if you were in the residential, you have to get in your car, wouldn't you? You wouldn't walk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no trains. There's no
Nothing.
nothing. And if you do need to travel to Riverside or Rosewood for education, that's quite a far trip.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's quite a far way.
Yeah, it'd probably
Yeah.
take you half an in-game day at least.
Yeah, but I mean, I get if you're going off real life time. Do you mind zooming, Chuck?
So yeah, into where? Sorry.
So it's like zooming out, so it's the full map. When you're thinking about it, it's not far, but it's still gonna be a pain for all the kids to either travel to Rosewood, Riverside from this location,
Yeah.
because you see the road infrastructure, it kind of falls apart. As in, it's all windy and everything through fields. Bit of a pain.
Yeah.
I think we're definitely thinking too much about that sort of thing
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
aren't we?
I think we pretty much covered Ekron, haven't we, really?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's a sort of lots of pluses but lots of minuses as well. for sure. I'll tell you what though, just down on the southern tip, of Ekron,
Yeah.
you're going out of town. I've based up in this area here so many times.
So directions. So if you're coming to Ekron from the south, before you even get past the L-shaped housing unit, go right, follow that road, and take the first right again.
There's there's one quite big house there, 2-story, and there's a few other houses as well. Oh, so go on, Sam.
Also, just go south of Ekron.
Yeah.
You know where the what's it called? The bar is. Before the bar, there's a road that turns right. If you're looking at it from your south, follow that road all the way down, and then there's like a dirt path that goes off, but halfway down to like a little kind of. There's 3 industrial buildings and like a kind of I don't even know how you call that. There's like 5, 6 buildings.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I've based up in this house here more than once. It's very cool. I just wanted to mention it because, gaming nostalgia, you think about where you used to base up and all the things you did. And because it's near Ekron, I just wanted to put a special mention.
Exactly.
That's just down the road from Pony Roma as well.
Yeah. Well then, that's covered Ekron.
That's a record for us, isn't it?
It's a record, yeah.
Jesus.
Well, that makes sense though because it's a small town.
Actually, no, I don't think it is a record. We've still been going 56 minutes, so, I thought we was going less than that, but there we go.
Okay.
So we maybe say Ekron's worth going to just for the hunting, farming and rural supply store.
I would say get down Ekron. Get down there.
Yeah, give it a go through. Sledgehammer Spawn 2, maybe. Have to check it out. I might not be correct on that. Worth a try.
Then you got the books. You got the Easy Pickings tools. The guns. You got the lot there. Get down there.
Selfie with Phallus Lake.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Tourist attraction.
It's the place to go. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 stars, Ekron.
Oh, really? Wow.
We're
That's generous.
Yeah.
You can't give that 4 out of 5 because everywhere else would be 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Oh. No. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'd give it, actually. Out of the ones we've done, I'd give Martridge a 1. That's been generous.
That's harsh.
Nah, that's been generous. Rosewood a 4. Ekron a 3.
I would have to agree with you.
I still think that's a bit generous.
What, on Ekron?
Well, it's just in terms of because that's quite a high score. So places that are better
may have to rethink it as we go along.
Well. Maybe we'll
rethink the rating
talk
system.
about it. It's the last episode. But yeah. Well then, I think we've done a lot of this then, haven't we? We've covered all of Ekron.
Yeah.
It's Ekron.
Yeah.
As always, Well, I hope you listeners have enjoyed it as well. Maybe you've learnt a few things. Maybe you didn't know there was a gun location in this small little place that you've probably never been to or driven past or whatever that might tempt you to make a trip.
Yeah.
Let us know if we've missed anything.
Yeah.
And let us know if you've heard Easy Picking Tools.
Yes.
That's what we want to know.
Thing.
That's what we need to know.
Please tell me you have.
I think it is.
And if you haven't heard it, that's what it's now known as going forward.
Yeah, until we say otherwise, it's easy.
Easy pickings.
Yeah.
It's so weird that isn't a thing. Where on earth did my brain invent that from? That's so strange.
No.
Anyway, well, that's it. I guess we're done, aren't we? Anything else to say about Ekron?
No.
Not really. No.
All right. Well, there we go. That's another town done. We'll be continuing with this series until we've covered all of the towns. We're not quite sure how we're going to approach Louisville.
Well, that's the problem for next time. That's the problem for that episode. We'll figure it out before.
Well, it was fun as always, and I hope you people listening enjoyed it just as much as we did. And we hope that you'll join us for the next episode. But it's goodbye from me, Chuck. It's goodbye from Sam.
Hello. Bye-bye. I was just saying hello. I was like, we started another one.
Oh, you've messed up the outro now. Oh,
we'll cut that.
Well, I don't know. It's starting to
Keep
sound a
it
bit
in,
like
keep
the
it
two
in.
volumes, isn't it? And
All right,
it's a
goodbye.
goodbye from Ash. Ash has got to say goodbye to you.
Hello.
All
Goodbye.
right, thanks a lot, everybody.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Cheers. Right.